Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Goodie Bag in the building. You know the vibes, you know what's poppy. If this is your first time on my channel, you're welcome to the family. And if you've been here since day one, you already know how I feel about you. You already know the vibe. We're currently at 300 subscribers, baby. In this video, I'll be talking about how I studied for the NCLEX, what study materials I used, as well as some study tips that may be helpful for whoever is trying to prep for the NCLEX. I mainly used two resources. The first was the HESI Red Book, and the second was YouWorld. So the HESI Red Book looks like this. This is what we used in school to kind of prep all through. Every semester we will take HESI exams to kind of test our knowledge on that particular concept. So for example, if this semester I covered fundamentals, I will take a HESI on fundamentals. It had some questions after each concept, like after each topic. That was kind of helpful in just, trying to gauge what you understand and whatnot. You don't have to have a hard copy. If you have an ebook, you can also access the material. In the book, you have HESI hints, kind of like key things you should know. So I really focused on the HESI hints while I was using this book, and I felt like those were helpful. Secondly, I used YouWorld. I would 100% recommend YouWorld. I feel like YouWorld is very helpful in terms of helping you understand why the answer is the answer. Sometimes you may get the question right, but you don't really know why you got the question right. You're like, I think it's because of this reason, but you're not super sure why you got the question right. YouWorld helps you to kind of know why the answer is the answer and why the other options are wrong. The good thing about YouWorld is it's very similar to how the NCLEX is. The structure and the format is very similar to how the NCLEX questions are. So that was really helpful. I got YouWorld while I was still in school. I got the 180-day access bundle. I think it had, I can't remember how many questions it had. While in school, when I had the break, I would just do questions and try to see if I understand what's going on in class. I took the NCLEX on January 29th. I graduated December 12th. After graduation to the time I took my NCLEX, I did a lot of practice questions. I really read the rationales because I feel like the rationales really help you. We're going to go into the study tips. Tip number 1, be intentional about studying. Honestly, guys, I cannot overemphasize this. I feel like no matter how good you were in school, don't say because I already studied while in school, I should not study after graduation, because preparation is key. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Be intentional about setting time aside for practicing, questions, and also reviewing concepts too, especially the ones you're struggling with, because on the NCLEX, you never know what questions you may have. You may have a lot of fundamental questions and pharmacology questions, or you may have a lot of maternity nursing questions and community health. Like, you never know. So it's very important that you get a good grasp of all the concepts. Tip number 2, do not wait last minute to study. If you're still in nursing school, that's awesome. Keep doing questions, keep reviewing concepts. Some things to consider are, how long do you have from where you are right now till you write the NCLEX? For some people, they have 2 weeks, 1 month. It kind of depends. Are you already registered for your exam? These are some important questions to consider. That will help you use all the time that you have effectively. Tip number 3 is identify what you're struggling with. Some people understand the concept, but when it's time to apply it to an NCLEX style question form, they tend to struggle. For someone else, that could be the opposite. They may do well with understanding how to apply the questions, but they kind of struggle with knowing the material. And then someone else may just be both. Like, you struggle with applying the concepts and also understanding the material. And then some people may not even struggle at all. You understand the concept well and you know how to answer questions, and that's awesome. But knowing where you fall under can help you know how to prep and how to overcome that struggle, if that makes sense. If you're struggling with knowing how to apply the concept to questions, I feel one thing that could be helpful is doing a lot of practice questions, because you already know the material but you just struggle with answering questions. If it's the other way around, where you know how to apply the concept but you don't know the material, for you, focusing on knowing the material will be important. And if it's like you're struggling with both, you can, set aside time to know the material and also do practice questions. Tip number 4 is take breaks in between studying. The goal is to pass the NCLEX, not to fry your brain. So guys, take breaks in the midst of studying. It could be short breaks, it could be long breaks. I know of friends who after graduation, they took a week just to relax and clear their heads before coming back to study. If that's you, that's fine, baby. Enjoy yourself. I'm very big on self-care, so just doing things that help me relax, that help me distress. Getting food, good food can help. And sometimes in nursing school, you'll be eating a lot of junks. After nursing school, I feel like it's time for you to eat healthy. Eat some nice foods, something nice for your bones. I know it's easier said than done, but try not to think about the NCLEX during those breaks. Try to genuinely enjoy yourself. Be intentional. Be intentional about enjoying yourself while having those breaks. And then when you come back, you can now focus on reality. Personally, I feel like taking breaks could just help rejuvenate your brain. And when you come back, you can see things from a clearer perspective. The last and the final tip is pray and be still. Prayer works. At this point, especially when you've gotten to 2 days before the exam, you cannot come and stress yourself. I don't know the amount of studying that you want to do the night before, because at this point, it's just Jesus, take the wheel. Pray that God's will be done. And who says God's will cannot be your will? Who says God's will cannot be your will? If God has said you're going to pass, you're going to pass, baby. So try not to stress over the NCLEX. Find ways to calm yourself down. Especially during the exam, there's nothing you can do at that point. If there's any question on the exam that you do not know, take a guess and go to the next one. Do not spend too much time on that particular question, because sometimes that could even change how you feel about the next question. Those are the 5 tips I have for you guys. I'm going to give you guys a bonus tip. One thing I would recommend is whatever you have been doing, keep doing it. In the sense that in the morning, if you usually take coffee before you start your day, take coffee on the day of the NCLEX. Follow your normal routine. Whatever you do on a regular day, do the same thing on the NCLEX day. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope these tips were helpful. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. If you're currently studying for your NCLEX, what materials are you using? Are they helpful? If you've taken your NCLEX already, let us know what tips you use, what study materials you use that you found really helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'll see you guys in my next video.